We are at the OTE level at 62%. Paces a little bit beyond it. Doesn't really hold firm here. Just instantly rejects. And you can see we have this nice run lower that we traded back up into. All these inefficiencies here. These are providing a good amount of resistance to look lower into these sell side pools. The basis of this trade, it's kind of a pre-market model. We've pierced the highs. That's buy side liquidity purged. It's a nice reversal. So from the inversion fair value gap from this SIBI, and then I'm looking for these relatively equal lows as a partial profit of 2 micros, and then another one here, which I cannot increase to 5 because I just added another entry on this SIBI. I'm pretty confident in this trade. It's not A+, but it's a good little setup. I'd give it a B-, or B, just a B, actually, yeah. What would make this A+ is if the inversion fair value gap here was really clean, but unfortunately it's kind of muddied up with the volume bounce here, and then it's intercepted by this candle's wick. But if this was an even better inversion fair value gap or slightly wider, that would make this A+ in my eyes. Here is the mini contract. See, this is event horizon of this daily high and the Friday high. If you grade, this is just the middle between those liquidity pools where it trades up into, rejects it. It's not really a whole lot different on the mini. The only thing is there's a volume bounce over there, which makes this FVG institutional potential drill right now. Hopefully it can immediately reject because I want to see immediate feedback. Because at a time of day where we should see that, I don't want to see it linger around. If it does, then I'll scale out. See, that isn't ideal, but I can give it a couple candlesticks to turn this into a bearish order block. What I wanted was immediate feedback off this fair value gap. So when we trade up into it, immediately rejects. If that inversion fair value gap was more prominent, I think that probably would have happened. Or not even traded into the fair value gap, just left it open. But because it's not prominent inversion gap, it's not an A+, that's why it's lingering a little bit. But we're in a time of day where it should start to spool because we just had 8:30 medium impact news to arrest this candle here. You may be looking at this like a data high. I'm not looking at it as a data high at the moment. It is technically a data high, but it's not a drawn liquidity for me because we have pierced the buy side with it, traded into the inefficiency, and then rejected. So I'm looking for it to trade lower, continue to the downside. Continue to the downside because of this move here. It's just a bread and butter pre-market model trade. Nothing complex. Taking a look at the mini here, just made a high and a lower high. So it didn't pierce this high here, which is good. It's the first high, that's intermediate term high. Episode 12, 2022 mentorship. If this is left open, it's ideal. It can be taken and you can see a title sweep sometimes, but the best case scenario is for it to be left open. Always. ES, these are equal in ES, I think. 889.5, 889.5. Yeah. That is an S&T then. My partial profit, yeah, I'll leave this at this level here. The reason I'm not going for this high, this low, it's only a handle apart, but imagine it was a little bit larger. I'm expecting it to deliver more prominently because of the time of day from the 8:30 news. That's why. That's pretty simple. I'm going to change this to, no, I'll leave it at 3. I was going to say I'll leave it to 2, and then I can let 1 micro run to the London low, but all these internal range liquidity smooth lows, but I'm not really too fussed about that. Okay, it's a nice strong run lower so far. It's a partial. This is all being done with just micros. 5 micros, that's all I'm in with. That's all you really need to make money here. Constant, really good money. And this is 5 micros. If you were doing it with 2 micros, that would still be good money. It's a pre-market range, remember. It's not like we're in the New York session and it's rapidly running instantly. This is relatively easy volatility to deal with. No? Take a quick screenshot here. When you're tape reading and you see a partial profit get taken and you trail stop loss, that's a good place to take a screenshot because, and you log that in your tape reading journal. It's good to have a separate journal for tape reading and a separate one for like reflections on the entire day, because otherwise you can get kind of cluttered with screenshots. Yeah, I can bring this stop loss further down now to this level because I'm expecting this to be left open pretty much entirely. Reason being, we've got fair value, well, this is a suspension block actually, even better, through that level. Suspension block. And that's a breakaway gap. So this is supporting a run lower to be stronger. So if it's going to run lower and it's leaving the gaps open, it's a sign of weakness. This is exactly what you want to see. The weaker it is, the better, because you can get, it's just that, you can get faster moves that way. Because it traded through these relatively equal lows with a gap, suspension block is a classification of this gap, but any type of fair value gap, if it's doing that, continuations are so much easier to see. It's usually really smooth if you can do that. Now, if it works through, it doesn't mean it can't continue, but it means that it's going to be a little bit more effort, or it might meander around for a bit. Well, that is a bread and butter pre-market model trade with an extra 3 micros left to run with a extreme low there. Thank you for watching. This is an income-based trading video where we just use the micros and make plenty of money. Now imagine, I'm going to put this idea forward for now. Imagine you can just do that twice a week. That's $2,000 a month, and it's only twice a week. Now, if you can do that 3 times a week, now a whole new world opens up to you financially, and your stress from paying bills or whatever financial issues you have, it will alleviate immensely. If you can do it twice a week with 1 micro, just 1 micro, that can help you a lot. Now, how you stretch that money, well, that's depending on how responsible you are with your money. $500 a month can be a lot. $500 a month can be a little. You have to make it stretch. Hopefully you can see that you don't need a whole lot of movement in this market to make money, not in the NASDAQ. If that was 1 micro, we caught from this, the value gap, 896 down to this low, 844. That's $100 in a couple of minutes, really. 15 minutes of your time, isn't that worth it? And you time this. I just got on the charts and looked at this now. I did my morning analysis and then I came back for the 8:30 news. It's only a medium impact, but I needed insights and volatility. I peeked at it from my phone. I just instantly executed the position, and then I started up OBS. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it will inspire some of you to take a new trading approach where you just go for smaller, consistent wins across a longer period of time that builds up.